So, hello you guys. I had like a really great day. I had gone downtown with a couple of friends of mine to a bluegrass festival where I live. And and during that time, one of my friends was showing me this picture of this young girl who I don't know, she started blogging or not blogging, or I'm not really sure. She went to a website. She was showing me this website. She had started showing people how to dress on a dime or some such thing, and she was showing me all this stuff. And this person has moved to New York, and she's got an apartment, and she's got a whole staff working for her, and and it got me thinking. And I even said out loud, I said, "Well, my material is not popular." It's not popular. It's not nearly as popular as how to dress on a dime or how to put on smoky eyes or um, it's fascinating to me because it's something that I'm really into, or else I wouldn't be doing it. And we got to talking about that, and they said, well, I said, but all I need is a million. Like all I need is, or all I'm actually looking like is a million, like a million, and that's not really that many people. I mean, that's just like the tenth of Phoenix. Around the tenth of the Phoenix and the surrounding area, there's about 10 million people in Phoenix, and that's only 1%, like 10% of Phoenix, which is only one city in like the entire world. I mean, out of trillions of people, if I only need a million people to buy my book, that's not really that many if you think about it. A million people to be interested in the topics that I talk about, which is quantum physics and enlightenment and God and us actually living the life of our dreams. So, then we got to talking about how people just generally don't want to change. They just generally don't want to change. And what I've noticed about, like, especially in the last occupation that I've had, um, they're just perfectly happy to eat their Cocoa Puffs and and their high C, their bright red 40 dye high C drink. They're energy drinks. They're just like totally happy with their lifestyle, with the constant. Um, and I'm sounding really sarcastic, and I'm kind of not. I'm kind of. There's a lot of sarcasm in my voice, but I'm astounded at how unhealthy people are, and yet they continue on this path. Like, even the path of staying in a relationship with somebody who is really like not good for them. Like, you know, staying 7 years in a relationship with somebody that they just have a really like a not a positive dynamic. They may quote unquote love each other, but they just don't do well together, and yet they just stay in this unhealthy relationship. So you got your unhealthy job where you go and it's making you kind of ill, and or you got your lifestyle, what you're eating, you don't exercise. People just like to sit on the couch and watch, the football games, which is nothing wrong with that necessarily. If we have a balanced life, I mean, it's all about balance. But what I find is that generally people are not really looking to for their dreams, or like really reaching for like their best life, or to put their best foot forward, or you know I had an interview yesterday. I'm really excited. I've been having a lot of opportunities coming my way, and this was one of them. And I had this interview actually at a law firm, and I came and I got dressed up for the interview. And she said, "Thank you for dressing, you know, for this position. You know, and I was astounded. I was like, really? Like, people don't come to interviews anymore? Like dressing the part? Like, people don't do that anymore? Anyway, I remember growing up and we weren't allowed to go to church without like looking, you know, pretty good. I mean, you don't go into the house of God without looking your best. And these are just, I guess, quite different times. So it's super interesting, or it is to me. All these topics are very interesting to me. But like I had talked about like months ago about how I really, really enjoy these topics. I mean, I like to talk about, you know, like this idea, this new idea that I have about if things are actually there, even like visually, there is no one to perceive it. It's like, I mean, in hearing, everything is waves and everything is energy. And if everything is waves and everything is energy, like, do we actually see, like, we're seeing it, but is it actually there if there's nobody to perceive it? It's just a really interesting idea, and I don't know if it's true or not. These are just ideas that I toy with, and I really, really enjoy it. But I'm not entirely sure, you know. But my book doesn't really talk about that very much. But when I had to price the book, so I go in and I had to price it, and the way that I priced it was that each book that I sold, I would receive $3.33. $3.33 from every book that I sold. And I did that on purpose. Because I don't know, I guess I'm more into numbers than I could have ever imagined. Like, I remember my second husband, I was insistent that we get married on 03, 04, 05 because it was never going to be 03, 04, or 05 again, like in history, you know. Anyway, but I just wanted to share. I just think it's super interesting. You know, that I noticed, you know, and I am really grateful for every subscriber that I get. And I have a couple of more, and I haven't really been that, like, I've tried really hard to not get hung up on how many followers I have, or, you know, and I actually don't even entirely know how to even sell myself, because it's not myself that I'm trying to sell. It's really not. It's an idea. I'm trying to shout on the message that reality is not as we think it is, and it is what we make it to be, and that we can collectively choose a different reality, even collectively. The possibility of world peace and health and happiness on our planet, which is what I think it's supposed to be. There is no other reason for us to be here in all actuality but to come here and to just experience just the wonderment of this amazing place to just be. And I find it to be the most amazing, wonderful message ever. Anyway, so I'm just going to keep plugging at it, and I believe that the people who are meant to hear, the people who want to hear, will come in time. Maybe not on my time or on time, but exactly as it's supposed to be. And I'm just trusting. I am trusting in that which created everything. About everything. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll be back.